Gray is here.
I am.
On the Blaze Radio Network.
And so are you. And thanks for doing that. We appreciate your listening. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. Got together with friends and family. Remembered those who have lost their lives in the service of this great nation. And you're ready to start another week together. I hope all of that is true. We do have a Pat Gray bingo card, a brand new one, to help along the way. So this will be another shortened week, but starts in the upper left-hand corner. By the way, when you get a bingo, you call 888-900-3393. If you're the first through, then you win $30 worth of merchandise from PatGrayShop.com and a dozen Kexi cookies from Kexi.com. So it starts in the upper left-hand corner with Butthook.
Oh, yeah. You haven't mixed that in a while.
Mm-hmm. Jeffy, facts are facts.
Yeah.
Biden saying, poor kids
are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Mm-hmm. Fool me once, shame on. You could fool me, but you can't get fooled again. Once, twice, 3 times a lady, and I love you. Little George Bush blast from the past there. Is this the Babylon Bee?
Oh, wow.
Probably a story so weird that it's hard to believe it's true. Peter Ducey should ask KJP, fill in the blank. Chicanos and...
yeah, you got that. That's the Obama.
Oh, that's the Obama thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old school Obama and his audio book, thinking he's so cool.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
It's a matter of remembering what I
let's
named
see.
that.
Marxists, professors, Chicanos, structural feminists.
When you spread the wealth around, it's good.
Yeah, it's not
It's
that
in there
one.
somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
I chose my friends carefully.
There we go.
There it is.
The more politically active black students, the foreign students, the Chicanos, the Marxist professors and structural feminists and punk rock performance poets. We smoke cigarettes and wore leather jackets.
Wow, you were rebels.
At night in the dorms, we discussed neocolonialism,
Neocolonialism.
Eurocentrism, and patriarchy.
Eurocentrism.
When we ground out our cigarettes on the hallway carpet, or set our stereos so loud that the walls began to shake,
tough.
Sure.
we were resisting bourgeois society's stifling constraints.
Huh. That's what Jeffy's resisting. Bourgeois, well, sauces, but it's very similar.
Close.
It's almost exactly the same thing. Then we have Keith.
Oh, Magazzini.
Yeah.
Okay, that's us quoting our old
the
boss.
show just needs to be more magazzini.
Magazzini.
You can't go to a...
Oh, gosh.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
He's not joking.
This guy.
Incredible.
He's still around, isn't he? After a long
but
weekend.
you don't notice him because he's so low profile now. Jeffy shares a life hack. Then we got shrimp and grits.
Oh, yeah, that's Kamala Harris yelling at us.
Oh, okay. There's so much there. That's on almost every story or every audio clip. My guns were lost in a boating accident.
Oh, that's so too
regaling that sad, sad tale. I call RFK Jr., JFK Jr. That's almost a free square. No need to be rude, Pat.
Ain't no need to be rude, Pat.
That's from Bill. What, 10 years ago we decided? Ish. Keith says...
go make the sex with yourself.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if we still have Cory Gardner.
Cory Gardner, banned birth control.
Obviously we do. Good. Jeffy pimps Kexi cookies for us. Video cuts off too early. It's always a fun one.
Uh-oh.
They said the quiet part out loud. Chris mentions Crocs.
Oh.
Okay.
Your shoes.
Big Crocs wearer.
Mm-hmm.
He's not from this country, so you got to cut him some slack.
Oh, wait a second.
Snoobage. The HAL 9000.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Keith attempts math.
I attempt math. Yeah, I might have something for y'all today. It's some good news, actually, in the math
good
department.
And then me saying pumpkin. So another great Another great bingo card. Be listening for all of those things, and when you hear them, of course, cross them off as you go, and you might be a winner of fabulous prizes. So we've got this Memorial Day tweet from Ilhan Omar. She deleted this pretty quickly, but that doesn't stop people from screen saving them.
Yeah.
Because they're so stupid. And you love to show how stupid they really are. Here's what she tweeted.
Okay. There's a Memorial Day tweet. All right, here we go.
We honor the heroic men and women who served our country. That sounds like Veterans Day, doesn't it?
Uh-oh. Because she started it with on Memorial Day.
On Memorial Day, right. We owe them more than our gratitude. I mean, this is all true. Mm-hmm. They have more than earned access to quality mental health services, job opportunities, housing assistance, and the benefits they were promised. Okay, this is for veterans. Right. That's not what Memorial Day is. There's a little bit of a difference there. And she obviously doesn't know it, and that's why she deleted that. I'm sure she got plenty of feedback. She did the same thing as, who else was it? Cori Bush.
Oh,
Cori Bush and Ilhan Omar both did very similar stupid tweets like that. But it just shows how they don't have any knowledge about this country, our history, our traditions. Of course, we've got to change all of those things, so they're doing a good job of that, right?
I did see a helpful tweet that just said, here's how you remember, okay? Armed Forces Day are for those still in uniform. Veterans Day are for those who hung up their uniform. And Memorial Day is for those who never made it out of their uniform.
That's really
poignant, right?
That is.
Yeah.
So we have had some serious weather lately.
Happening as we speak outside the door here.
Just got a deluge out of nowhere all of a sudden. And it sounded like, I mean, this building is made out of aluminum foil, but it sounded like it was going to come down just from the rain, didn't it?
There was that one moment when I'm sitting in here and I start to hear a little bit of a whistle. And when you start to hear that, you're like, hey, hang on a second now. So, of course, what did I do? I went to the window and videoed it.
Of course.
And you can go to @KeithMalinak on Twitter if you'd like to see what's happening right now outside our door. It's windy.
Yeah, it's
and rainy.
Coming down. Mm-hmm. We had a huge storm. I guess did you get it, Chris?
Oh, I got it.
Holy cow, that was...
Did you see those hail?
Yeah.
Those some big hails.
Mine wasn't very big, but there was a lot of it. Yeah. And it came down really fast.
Really quickly.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then left.
Yeah.
Like it was never there.
Just missed me last night.
Oh, really?
Wow. That storm you guys are referring to.
Well, the storm that hit Denton, we didn't get at all. The storm over the
Valley
night? Saturday night,
yeah.
Well, it was Sunday morning
bad.
At 4
5 people died in that storm.
Yeah.
And because it spawned hurricanes and...
Tornadoes, yeah.
Didn't spawn hurricanes. Tornadoes.
We have video from inside that gas station. It's so dreadful, the audio
Is this the one where 80 people were trapped?
Is that how many?
It's a Shell station, right?
Yeah.
80 people were trapped in this thing. So is it one of those big Shell stations that are like a truck stop? Yeah, because you wouldn't have.
The entire town is gone, Valley View. But here's the video from inside there if you'd like to see. This is right off the interstate, 45 minutes north of DFW. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, there it is. It's arrived.
Oh,
gosh.
Frightening.
Sure is. Oh, I mean, you're in the tornado now.
Yeah.
Just dreadful.
Yeah.
Oh, my God! I mean, this thing came out of nowhere. When we went to bed Saturday night, they said, well, first of all, they said earlier in the day, there was nothing forecast.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to bed and they're like, you might have some storms overnight, blah, blah, blah. And then I think that was 4 a.m. Sunday morning, right? I mean, that hit. Am I right? Is that when that was?
Oh, I don't know. But Bossman Glenn Beck just came in and said, hey, if we have to seek shelter, we have to go to Studio 2.
Studio 2.
So
okay,
he just came in and told us that.
All right.
The show must go on, right? I mean, this is an important broadcast.
I guess it'll carry on from Studio 2.
I see. I see. Okay, noted. You got to see the radar image of this. This is a very strange radar image. Boom! It's just out of nowhere.
Just materialized.
Explodes right there.
Yeah.
Over North DFW.
Which is why people had so little warning, like none. And so 5 people lost their lives. Really sad.
Is this a theory that you were talking about, Keith?
What are you talking about now? I don't have a theory. I'm just pointing out that it's a very unusual radar summary on the screen there. I wonder what causes that.
Okay.
Weather?
I don't know. Yeah, we have a lot of heat here. We got a high pressure system.
So much humidity.
And then it's very hot and humid. And then you got the cold coming down from the north, and they're slamming into each other. Is that what you're alluding to?
I'm not alluding to anything other than radar images in the last month, and the Great Plains have looked very strange.
Okay. Huh. All right.
That's all I'm saying. That's literally all I'm saying.
But we will say this. Please help the victims, if you can, of these disasters by going to mercury1.org and contribute whatever you can. Every penny of what you give goes to the cause that you're donating to.
Yeah, what a wild weekend with 23 people dead across, I think, 5 states now. Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri. I think Illinois got in on the action. Just be safe out there and keep an eye. I mean, you cannot look these days, right now, the pattern that we're in, you can't look at your radar app on your phone often enough. I mean, this stuff right here this morning, out of the blue. The storm last night you're referring to, out of the blue. Just boom.
Yeah.
So be weather aware.
I mean, it was calm as can be.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's an absolute deluge. So, yeah. Global warming, that's what we'll be told. You know, it's like this has never happened in the history of this planet. It's unprecedented. I mean, we get severe storms. That happens. It's always going to happen when you have warm air colliding with cold air. There's going to be some severe weather, and that's what's going on right now. So Joe Biden and Donald Trump had very different weekends. Biden was trying to walk with Kenya's president. That's the noise he's making right now. You can't hear it because of the band.
Oh my gosh. Cadaver.
Look at him.
You're right. Close your mouth. Close it.
He just looks so feeble and unsteady. Every action he takes, it's infuriating.
You better brace yourself. We got way too many Biden clips today.
Really?
You got to pace yourself, bro. And seriously, he's in his entire time, if you're listening, his mouth has been open.
The whole time.
As long as you've heard the music, his mouth's been wide open. Oh, gosh, bro. That's our president.
And now he's got a military man has to guide him. Okay, turn here. Like, you can't figure that out. Oh, brother.
Dare I say, I mean, the visiting leaders that come here are more presidential alongside our president than our own.
It's embarrassing. But he tried walking again. Just too much of this over the weekend. Don't make the man walk so much.
I got to take 3 steps.
He has to look at the ground to take them.
Oh, my goodness.
Show that again. And then he's looking down again. Up. Okay. Look down. Oh, wow.
By the way, he's supposed to salute, not nod.
Yeah, I thought so. And the poor military guys are going to be like, all right, I guess we'll...
So he salutes just general audiences.
Exactly.
And he nods to the Marine.
Okay. Oh, my gosh, bro.
Every time he has to look at the ground in order to start walking. That's how feeble he is. Oh, man.
We're going to have to start cutting that grass a lot lower, too. You can't.
Is that possible?
Yeah, you can't.
Jeez.
We got to just start skimming the top.
They might replace it with AstroTurf. That might be
AstroTurf, yeah.
Got to.
Yeah.
But I swear, though, if there's the slightest bump in it, he's going to tumble.
Then he mentioned Barack.
This is so awesome.
Okay.
And, Jill and I are honored to have you here and representing, including many members of the African diaspora. One just left, Barack.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
He's been very gracious. He met the president this morning.
Joe Biden is a birther.
What the hell?
Play it again. He's a birther.
Wow.
And Jill and I are honored to have you here and representing, including many members of the African diaspora. One just left, Barack.
What?
Okay, so what? I had to educate myself on the fly. The African diaspora is the global community of people who are descended from Africans who have migrated to other parts of the world. Okay, now I don't know if he's trying.
Yeah,
what
he's
is he
trying to be funny, I guess. I don't know. And one just left, Barack. Wait, okay, so he is a Kenyan. Is that what you're saying? He is from Africa.
Well, this makes it sound like, sure, he's descended from Africans.
Yeah, but that's not what he was saying.
No, it's not what he was saying.
That is not what he was saying.
Not what he was saying.
Watch this again. Come on.
And Jill and I are honored to have you here and representing, including many members of the African diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
One just left, Barack.
Wow. It's unreal.
Man, he is just the worst.
I think he's saying Barack is from Africa. Sure seems like it.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
I'm not joking.
Man.
Wow. He apparently was surprised to see the press in front of him, too, because that never happens. When is the press ever there
I tell you.
for Joe Biden?
He sucks. Look at that, man. He was just
one more time.
Off guard.
One more time.
Look at the look on his face. Whoa! Where'd y'all come from?
Where did you people?
Whoa.
What? Where am I? Why am I not wearing any pants right now? What? Who took my pants off?
How strange. He needs better drugs.
So weird. So very weird. All right. Please consider supporting Blaze Media. Our mission here is to set fire to the lies that the Biden administration and the left want you to believe. And they're spewing them every single day. Not only will you get this show, but you'll also have access to everything else we do here. From our Blaze original series to Steve Baker's incredible investigative work, revealing all the shocking lies about January 6th, and lots more. You get the full show, plus you'll get overtime, ours, and everybody else's. All the special content, all the originals, the Glenn specials. Just go to blazetv.com, subscribe today. Use the promo code PAT to get $20 off your subscription. That's blazetv.com. Get the full show and overtime. Use the promo code PAT to get $20 off. Do it today.
Matt Gray Unleashed.
So, Joe is also an embarrassment at West Point, which shouldn't surprise anybody.
A weekend of just a series of embarrassing moments for this guy.
Mr. President, sir.
He's lost. All right, here we go. Okay. Back to your room.
Oh, is this where? Okay.
What are these fuzzy things in front of me called? They're microphones, sir. Oh, just
hello. So lost.
So lost.
So incoherent. Here's a little bit of that incoherence.
Putin was certain that NATO would fracture. I met with him right after being elected president, right after I was sworn in.
Wait, what? Did you follow
And we talked about this very issue. In the fall, he had he decided to, look, I shouldn't get into this probably.
Right, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Excited.
You shouldn't get into anything. That's his way out, though.
Yeah.
He's too excited right now. I'm too pissed off to really talk about it. When he doesn't know what he's saying. What are you talking about, this fall?
The fall?
Or the fall, because it didn't happen in the fall. It started in February.
Yeah, what did he say? The fall, a tide. What was this?
Play it again.
Fall.
The fall.
He had tied that fall. He decided to...
He had tied that fall.
Look.
Remember when he had tied?
I shouldn't get into this probably.
If he was going to say attack, that's February.
Yeah.
This guy.
Right.
Help me.
Jeez.
I can't wait to share my good news with you. Just pick a moment when you have had your fill of Joe Biden clips. Mm-hmm. Maybe I've already reached that point, but I've got good news about 2024.
All right. Mm-hmm. And here's another lie about himself.
Hypothetically, I was appointed by the fellow I ran against when I was 29 years old to the Naval Academy. I was one of 10.
No,
I wanted to play football. And the day I was supposed to go down,
then Roger Staubach came and
a classmate of mine who was also one of the 10 appointed.
What in the hell? He keeps telling this debunked story too.
Up. And I had found out 2 days earlier.
Yeah.
They had a quarterback named Roger Staubach.
Here we go.
And a halfback named Joe Bellino. I said, "Oh, I'm not going there." I went to Delaware.
I didn't play there either. Not a joke. Wow. So, I want somebody to ask, excuse me, Mr. President, why when you were battling for the same position on the team, and you got a quarterback like Roger Staubach, you would think most wide receivers would want a quarterback like that, but you found out there was a great quarterback, Hall of Fame eventually, quarterback, and a really good running back, and so I decided not to go. What?
That truly doesn't make sense.
He's making it appear as though he was being asked to come play football there.
Yeah.
And that was not the case. Navy did not want him to play football. He was never appointed to West Point. I don't think he got any senatorial recommendation to go to Naval Academy. Naval Academy, West Point, he was not invited to a service academy.
So if you can't get to the president, would you say that Peter Ducey?
Yes, I would say Peter Ducey should ask, hey, why did you not go to Navy just because Roger Staubach was coming?
He should ask KJP if he can't get to Biden.
He should ask KJP. I don't know why you're being so specific on that,
don't
Pete,
know.
But yes, Peter Ducey should ask KJP.
There we go. We got there.
If he would have gone to Navy had Roger Staubach not played. And why was it a problem that he did go there? You weren't a quarterback. Mm-hmm. You weren't competing for the quarterback position. You went to Delaware, okay, and you didn't play football there either.
With someone as full of himself as Joe Biden, I could see the reason being, I want to be the only good player on a team.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I could see that. But he's told this story many times. It's been debunked every time.
I know.
And then here he is waiting for applause at West Point.
Okay.
Never forget, America is the strongest when we lead not only by our example of our power, but by the power of our example.
Oh, wow. Well, that's power.
You can clap for that.
Oh.
Okay, that wasn't the only time he was desperate for applause.
Oh, really?
This weekend. It got bad.
Okay. Plus, he was lost again.
Oh.
Is this where he's waiting for applause? Or is there more?
I'm sorry. Still lost. Oh, gosh. We got so much crap from this guy. Look at him. He's just... That's it. You can leave. Get out of here. Okay. Is this a chair? What do you call this?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, so this next clip, what he says will sound very familiar. Boy, he does not like our military.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cadet Tid, there's a seat on Air Force One if you have to get home. It may be tough. I can only assume that you will enjoy educating your family about how the Coast Guard is, quote, the hard nucleus around the Navy forms in times of war.
What?
You're a really dull class.
Yeah, he
come
said.
on, man. Is the sun getting to you? I would think you'd have an opportunity.
No, you're
when
getting
I say
to
that
us.
about the Navy to clap, but being here together.
Wow.
Yeah.
The desperation.
And the disdain he has for the military.
Yeah. He has said this multiple times.
Being here together
Yep.
is a victory in and of itself.
Get off the stage.
He has called them dull, stupid.
Yep.
Sons of bitches.
Stupid sons of bitches. You're a dull class. And then I think he used the word dull another time.
He did.
Yeah.
He absolutely did.
Just what a disgrace.
Wow. It's never his fault, though. It's just the dullness of the crowd.
Come
He's
on, that's
brilliant
funny.
as always.
That's funny.
That was poignant. That was humorous. In fact, it was hysterical. Why are you not laughing, applauding, giving me a standing ovation? Why aren't you fanning me with palm leaves right now? What is going on here? What a bunch of stupid, dumb, moronic idiots. Sons of bitches. God, this is the president of the United States berating our military because they didn't stop and clap for him. Embarrassing. And really, I hope people are watching this. I hope people see what they've got here to vote for. This is not the one. He spoke at the Coast Guard graduation ceremony.
Yeah, that was that there. Yeah.
Oh, that's where he mocked. That was Coast Guard, right?
Yeah.
Not the Navy. Yeah.
So
How many did he do this
he
weekend?
had a busy weekend.
Yeah. Wow. No wonder he's screwing up so much. He didn't go to bed at 10 o'clock in the morning. Then he was at Arlington National Cemetery yesterday, where he was very distracted.
Yeah.
While he waited to speak.
Look at him in the background during this.
Mr. President, Madam Vice President,
Close your mouth.
Second General Manhunt, and Secretary Austin, fellow Joint Chiefs of Staff, spouses, distinguished guests, veterans, fellow Americans, and most importantly, all Gold Star families. Welcome to you all. We gather here on Memorial Day to honor those who are wearing the uniform when they gave
Blowing
their
his
lives
nose.
for our nation and its ideals.
Picking his nose,
so that
whatever.
we can spend each day doing what we love, the ultimate measure of freedom.
Wow.
Thanks to our fallen, our nation lives on.
He ruins everything.
Yeah. That's just like checking his watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Around the graves are the caskets of the fallen. And he brought up Bo, of course, at Arlington, because he has to. He must. It must be about him and his family.
This week marks 9 years since I lost my son, Bo. Our losses are not the same. He didn't perish in the battlefield. He was a cancer victim.
No. Wow. At least he told the truth about it that
yeah.
time. He didn't try to make it like he died in Iraq.
But he still can't help himself.
No.
Bring it up.
Got to bring him up. Has to. Wow. I don't know.
Now, hold on a second. Chris, you sent this one in. Where was he shopping? Did he go?
Delaware.
He was in Delaware?
He went back to Delaware after the Arlington thing?
No. This is before the Arlington thing.
Look how peppy he is leaving this place.
He's buying a shirt.
The poor Secret Service guy's like, let's go. He is. He's Mr.
Riveting.
Energy. Look at that vigor.
Well, the 20-year-olds can't keep up with him.
And
they just can't keep up. I mean, look at him. He's like Flash. So fast you can barely see him. He's like a blur. He went to a Joseph A. Bank. Good.
Cool.
Pick himself up some. He got a shirt, you said?
He did get a shirt, yes.
Okay, good. Wow. It's really. Oh, that's agonizing.
Every moment with this guy is agonizing. Yep.
Really is. I mean, it shouldn't probably piss us off as much as it does, but we've been watching him for so long now that you know the routine, you know the lies.
Over it.
Yeah. It's just time to move on now to something else. Could we please, for the love of heaven, move past him?
I can't wait.
Ain't no need to be rude, Pat.
I can't wait to share this good news with you. I got some good numbers you're going to like.
All right, we'll get to that coming up.
Matt Gray Unleashed.
Now, by the way, I'm all Navy, but I was appointed I was going to go play at the Naval Academy until I found out the other guys in the backfield were a guy named Roger Staubach and Joe Bellino. So I decided to go to Delaware. But our son, so I always used to root for Navy.
Okay. I don't know what one had to do with the other, but he's just to prove, he's told that story many times. Many times. And still doesn't give the reason for why you would not go to Navy because of Roger Staubach. Because you're not battling for the same position. He was a wide receiver. Roger Staubach played quarterback. That would seem to be pretty good synergy right there, wouldn't it?
You'd want that guy throwing to you.
You'd want that guy.
I cannot.
His lies don't even make sense. Right. Somebody should tell him, at least get it straight. At least pretend you were the quarterback and you didn't want to compete against Roger Staubach. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is crazy. Just amazing.
Sucks.
Oh, Meanwhile, Donald Trump was in the Bronx at a rally where he drew a crowd. I think they were planning for 3,500, right? Didn't they give out 3,500 tickets we heard last week?
Wasn't that the capacity of the park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to limit it.
Permit. That's it.
Permit, yeah.
Right.
What did he end up with?
25,000 people.
Here's
the Bronx. A sampling of some of the attendees.
What I say is that we absolutely must take our country back. And look at this crowd of people, a diverse group of people. But what ties us all together is our love of country. And we have so many people here that escaped from communist countries. I'm a descendant of slaves. My people fought so hard. They fought in World War II, even when they had no more rights. My father was a drill instructor in the United States Marine Corps during the Korean War era. I have to stand up for my country. This is a beautiful and great country, and we have to stand up and save it right now.
All right,
Go for America.
Let's go.
We must. We must. Yes.
Amen.
Hey, I came from Vietnam. I feel like I'm backed into it now. With Biden, we got to get rid of him. We can't turn into communism. Why is this happening? This is a scary country right now, and it used to be so great. Bring Trump back, please. Please.
Everything was super cheap on the Donald Trump, and now everything is super expensive. We can't even ride the MTA in peace.
Yeah, you just go to Roosevelt Avenue or the Roosevelt Hotel. You see illegal immigrants everywhere. The subways are becoming super dangerous. It's just getting extensively ridiculous, and everybody's noticing, especially here in New York. You got the most crooked set of government here with Eric Adams, who swaps and goes back and forth on everything he does, and then he says, "Oh, we got to make things better for the migrant crisis going on over here." When you're the one who caused it, you're the one who called this a sanctuary city. You, Hochul, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg. All of you guys are scumbags, all of you. And what we saw under Trump was absolute success from every corner. The greatest numbers of black unemployment, the lowest rates of inflation. I mean, everything is going up right now. I got a big truck and my gas is going high as all hell, and that's under Biden. You had to see Pelosi the other day had to act like the Trump presidency was going down. Meanwhile, the host said, yeah, but there was a pandemic, though, right? And they have to kind of lie to the people to make us think that this is what it is. But it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until we all find out what the truth is. Go ahead and put him in jail. Put him in jail and watch the persecuted people on the ground rise up and vote for him even harder. We're going to get the black community, the Latino community. We got Los Dominicanos over here.
The Chicanos.
And we're going to show support until
structural feminists.
2024 is over and Trump is back in that damn White House. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. Wow, those are some fired up people.
I love it.
That's great. Woof. And then there was another?
Yep, we got more.
We still have another?
We're still in the Bronx.
Okay.
Joe Biden's policies has failed. It's failed us in terms of the economy, in terms of his illegal immigration, in terms of the environment.
Another black voter.
These policies only hurt black people. It doesn't help them.
All right. That's right. Again, 25,000 people at a park built to hold, 3,000, 2,000 or 3,000. So,
and this is after another nearby rally in New Jersey, 107.
All right. Just last weekend.
I think the final number on that was 107,000.
Jeez.
Okay.
Wow.
Deep red states in New York, New Jersey.
Yeah. Interesting. Representative Byron Donald.
Well, we have another. You got to hear from this.
Oh,
woman.
there's still another?
Yeah, we got more.
Are we hearing from all 25,000?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes,
all right,
yes.
so, sit back and relax. It's going to take a while.
So what was your answer? Why do you stand with Trump?
I stand with Trump because he's basically representing us, and everything that they're doing to him is what they can do to us.
Yeah.
And the system is broken, and, he's fighting for us,
Mm-hmm.
So I like his policies. I like how he says it like it is, and, and Biden gotta go. I'm sick of him.
That's for
And
sure.
what would you say to a black person that says that you're not black because you're voting for Trump?
Well, then I guess I identify as a white man. I don't know. I don't care.
She's not
what
concerned
anybody
about
has
it.
to say.
Good for you.
I'm a mother. I care about the future of my child, and I care about policies over, rhetoric.
Excellent. Really nice. That's great. I mean, something is happening here, right? It's not like 80% of blacks and Hispanics are going to vote for Donald Trump, but he's at least doubled the numbers according to the polls that have been conducted. It was 9%, now it's around 18%. I've seen it as high as 23% among blacks.
Incredible.
Who are supporting Trump now. That's unheard of for a really long time. Democrats have dominated minority voting for, decades. For some reason, they convinced people that they were the minority party. Okay. And I think that really has worn on them. It's worn thin. And they realize that the only thing they've done is keep them on the reservation. That's the only thing they've done for all of these decades. They've just made things worse for them. Then on Saturday, Donald Trump spoke at the Libertarian National Convention, and here's how that went. A little bit different.
The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa.
I love it. Yeah, you should nominate him. Why not?
That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win.
Maybe.
Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. The reasons for doing so, policy and politics, are as solid as the Hope Diamond.
Now, he said in that speech that he was going to nominate libertarian-minded individuals to his cabinet.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Very promising.
The libertarians aren't interested in that anymore. The libertarians don't seem to be interested in liberty. It's kind of strange, but they go out of their way to nominate people who are anti-libertarian.
Yeah, like this guy Chase Oliver that they settled on.
Yeah, he's basically a socialist.
Oh, definitely.
He's for the mandates, for being locked out of your business during a pandemic. He's for all of that stuff. The things they were booing Donald Trump for, they just nominated a guy with all those policies.
It's incredible. I mean,
it's insane.
Constantly shoot themselves in the foot as a party.
So weird. Was it last time or the time before when they had, literal socialists, big government people who were their candidates?
Yeah, I think their high watermark in recent years was Gary Johnson, 4%.
Yep, that's the only one,
4%.
Gary Johnson, and I voted for him. So
you voted for Gary Johnson?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
when he was on the primary, what do they call it? Yeah, I did that.
Wow. Okay. Are you proud of that?
Sure.
I know you're not from here and you didn't speak English at all back then, but it seems like a mistake, Chris. Seems like a mistake.
We've all made them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We've all
And
made
that
them.
was 2016, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I made a very similar mistake. I didn't go with Gary Johnson. I went with that McMullen guy.
Evan McMullen.
Worst vote of my life.
Yeah.
At least
Worst
mine was
vote
better.
of my life.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
Because that's not right. That's not accurate.
It is not.
So you wanted a CIA implant in your government.
You know what? I didn't know then what I know now.
Got it.
I course corrected in 2020. Okay? Went with Trump then.
But this Chase Oliver guy.
Oh, gosh, this guy.
Loves Antifa.
Uh-huh.
He's a backer of the Drag Queen Story Hour. Says 99% of those are great.
Yep.
He's a vaccine mandate supporter, as we mentioned. Open border enthusiast.
How?
He describes himself as armed and gay.
How is the Libertarian Party picking this guy?
I don't know.
In what universe is this guy libertarian?
Doesn't make any sense. And then he has the nerve to call Trump an authoritarian.
Okay.
Jeez.
I know.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
some of the
good.
pictures going around of him this weekend at a pride parade are... which, by the way, June's coming up Saturday. All right.
Yeah.
That means we have 5 weekends in June to celebrate Pride?
Yeah.
Oh, think of the parades.
Oh.
You guys have your flags ready? Because I do.
We're going to be... Oh, yeah. The rainbow flag?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have all my ally flags
I was going to
lined
say,
up.
do you have your ally
I
flag?
do.
Because that's an important one.
I do. All of them. All of them are ready to go. In fact, I'm going to put them up today. Just because I can't wait to start sharing my celebration of their pride.
Too soon.
No, is it?
Are you going to start playing your Pride music?
Yes.
YMCA?
Yeah, I am. All right, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. For 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They are great. Glenn and his team have been great supporters of this show, and that's one of the many reasons. I'm really proud to partner with them. They really put their money where their mouth is, too. They get involved in things. They make a difference in the community, big time. And when you switch, you don't have to compromise quality. That's the great thing. I mean, it's one thing if, okay, I'm going to switch and then I'm going to have to put up with inferior coverage. No, you'll have the same coverage you get now. You just won't be supplying money to the left and their left-wing causes. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're sending a message that you support free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, the Second Amendment, and on and on and on. And they have 100% U.S.-based customer service. You can upgrade if you want. You can keep your same phone and number, whatever you want to do. Patriot Mobile can accommodate, and they'll come up with a plan to fit your budget. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT, and you'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT at checkout. So join me and make the switch today. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Okay, we got to get to Byron Donalds, too. He was, I guess he was at the rally,
In
wasn't
the Bronx,
he?
yeah.
In the Bronx, yeah, for Donald Trump.
This is fun stuff.
There we go.
This is for all of the people across our country. We say, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Make that man vice president, please.
Yeah, he's great. Wow. So Donald Trump. Oh, we already did the Libertarian, right?
Yep.
We already did
then
that.
Then he went to Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600, and
Trump did.
He's a hero wherever he goes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, except the Libertarian.
Except the Libertarian Party. I mean, it just
wow.
A little bit different energy than when Joe Biden shows up somewhere.
Yeah. Different in numbers, too, you might notice.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, when you can count them on both hands, like in Atlanta, and then you see these kinds of turnouts for Trump everywhere he goes, it's really stunning.
Yeah.
And it's one of the many reasons people think that the election wasn't completely on the up and up last time.
Huh. Who would think that?
I know. Just conspiracy theorists. So CNN noticed a difference between Trump and Biden.
I love this analysis.
Look, I think going to the Libertarian Convention was smart. According to Gallup, they represent 17-20% of the American electorate. Maybe you shave off 8% of them. That can make a difference in a very, very tight presidential race. Regardless of the reasons, going to the Bronx, it's important. No one should be presumptive to assume that people of color are going to just vote one way purely because they're black or because they're Hispanic. That seems to be the case for my Democratic friends. And I think it's why a lot of people of color are looking at Joe Biden and they're realizing that my life is not better. When I go to the grocery store, things are expensive. The infrastructure in my surrounding community has not improved. And when I think about the future for my children, they're still in dilapidated schools where the educational system is deplorable. That's the Democratic message in my perspective. And so to have a Republican show up, whether he's being booed, jeered, whatever the case may be, he's showing up to places where Joe Biden is not, and I think that's going to make a difference.
Yeah. Nice. Nicely put. On CNN? How'd that happen? That's crazy. I bet he was immediately dismissed. We don't ever want to see your face back here on this network again.
No, I'm telling you, CNN, they're in for Trump. They need the ratings.
Yeah, that is true. They do like the ratings. The bash Trump ratings are really good for them. So they might be hoping for his presidency. I don't know. It's just hard to believe, though, because if you believe what you're saying, that a vote for Trump is to end democracy, then, wow, you're more worried about your own self-interest than the nation. That says a lot. Also, Ryan Morrow for Capital Research Center. He's a member of a think tank. He wrote this great opinion piece that we're going to have to share with you in a few minutes about Chicago protesters and how they've announced a terror campaign against the United States of America.
Oh, good.
I guess Glenn had him on earlier this month, and he said a lot of these things then, but I missed that interview. But forthcoming CRC study of the protesting groups also forecasts that the most militant elements will push the movement toward a broader campaign of violent and destructive activism that would meet the definition of domestic terrorism. So we got that going for us. I think it's going to be a scary summer. And we've got the Democratic National Convention coming up in Chicago. Does that sound familiar to anybody? 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago. I think everything was fine that time, though, right?
Are you more concerned about the summer in America or the fall after the election?
Oof. I don't know. They're both a little bit frightening. Just got to pray for cooler heads to prevail. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Let me take just a minute and tell you about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers, because they're fantastic, and you need one in your life, or 3. Right now, when you order the 3-pack, you'll save $200 when you use my discount code PAT. And they're so convenient, and they work so well. It's shocking, really, how well they work and how easy they are. Just pull the plug out, stick it into the wall, turn it on. That easy. And then it just starts freshening your air. Removes scents, any kind of smell or mold or mildew, any of that stuff just goes away with the O3 technology. You don't have to worry about air, the filters, any of that stuff, because there are none.
Thank you.
There are none. Oh, we have a new promo code to tell you about.
Nice.
The discount code now is PATBOGO. Pat BOGO. All one word.
Buy one, get one.
Buy one, get one.
Nice.
It's EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PATBOGO. EdenPureDeals.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Keith has promised some good news
Yeah.
about what's going on in this world.
Okay. So this good news comes to you courtesy of the Epic Times. And what they did is they looked at voter registration in battleground states, okay? So 4 states in particular, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Nevada, Arizona. All right, so this is fun stuff. You're going to like this. I'm serious. Let me see where I can sit here properly. Pennsylvania, okay? So 4 years ago, the Democrats had 800,000 more registered voters than Republicans. That gap is now plus 400,000 for Pennsylvania for Democrats. Okay.
Wow.
So that's been cut.
That's 1.2 million more Republicans, right? If it was a deficit of 800, now it's positive 400.
Yeah, sure. I don't know that I'm following that, but I forget. Well, I mean, I already threw away the article here, but I know what you're saying.
You had to have 1.2 million more.
I know what you're saying.
Registered.
I know what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Yes, but anyway, so that gap is now
that's huge.
Cut in half.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Oh no, I see what you mean. So it's not in favor of Republicans.
Correct.
So it's 400,000 difference.
Dems are still up 400,000.
Okay, I was thinking Republicans were up now.
Yeah.
So it's only 400,000, but still, that's a good number.
It's even better when you look at Biden won Pennsylvania by 80,000 votes.
Oh, wow.
Well, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
That looks very promising for Pennsylvania when you look at it that way. North Carolina, Democrats had 500,000 more registered.
Okay.
Now they have 200,000 more. That gap is down 300,000. Mm-hmm. Trump already won it by 74,000. I don't know if you can zoom in here, Joe.
I think he's way ahead in North Carolina right now.
Right.
7-9 points, something like that.
Now check this out.
Nevada's big.
Yeah, where Democrats had 96,000 more registered voters there.
Okay.
Now they only have 54,000 more registered voters than Republicans. Well, I mean, that gap is more than the gap that Biden won. 34,000 votes is what he won Nevada by. So now, I mean, assuming, these two states look great right now. Arizona, Democrats had 200,000 more registered voters 4 years ago. Today, they have only 100,000 more registered voters than Republicans. Biden only won that by 10,000 votes. So, I mean...
so across the board, it looks better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that good news?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
That's good news.
I think so.
And polls reflect that. The polls are showing... Last week, we had a poll that had Trump up by 12% in Nevada.
Wow.
12%.
Wow.
I think it was 12 in Nevada, 9 or 10. It was 10 in Georgia. I mean, he's really made some inroads, and you can see why. I mean, I'm surprised it's as close as it is. It should be a bloodbath. And I, of course, mean that metaphorically.
Sure.
They'll never take it that way.
Are you talking about the car industry?
Yes.
We've said we got to have Trump plus double digits.
Yeah.
To erase
the margin
any
has to be
margin
big.
of funny business.
Right. And it seems like, at least if you listen to the polls, we're either there or we're getting there. You can't help but, if you pay any attention at all to the president, you can't help but say, oh my gosh, I can't vote for this guy. I just can't do it.
Right.
I don't like Trump, but I can't vote for this guy. Even Democrats are saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't pay attention at all and you just listen to CNN, then you're still where you were 4 years ago. Meantime, apparently we're arming the Taliban pretty darn well. We've already armed them. $212 million worth of weaponry that we left behind when we pulled out of Afghanistan. And the Taliban has taken control of all of that. They now boast one of the world's most well-armed terror armies, thanks to the windfall of U.S. military hardware that was left behind. Staggering cash includes over 2 million 7.62 bullets for AK-47s, valued at more than £1 million, and an array of military vehicles. They've also acquired A-29 light attack aircraft with a price tag of $17 million and 100,000 70-millimeter rockets designed to unleash devastating human-shredding explosions. Additionally, nearly 61,000 high-explosive 40-millimeter rounds are now in their possession. And so that serves al-Qaeda training camps, along with a massive stockpile of 4.72 million and 5.56 blank training cartridges. The Taliban even got their hands on 89,000 new combat shirts, collectively worth about $4 million, either for resale or to uniform their forces. This equipment, all brand new, and supplied to the Afghan army earlier this year by the U.S., was swiftly commandeered by the Taliban and amid allegations of severe human rights violations. So between the stuff we left behind and the stuff we're still giving to the Afghans, the Taliban are just enriching themselves.
Yeah, and that's in addition to the $2.35 billion in U.S. tax dollars the Biden administration has given to Afghanistan since the Taliban retook control.
Yeah, and where's that going? Directly to the Taliban. They are the government there. So it's not even like we can say, well, we gave it to the Afghan government and they're the Talibanians. They're the ones who took it. The Taliban, as Obama used to say. So this latest bounty adds to the billions in equipment previously brought into Afghanistan by the U.S. over the last 2 decades. With this arsenal, the threat of increased attacks against the West, of course, has escalated exponentially. Colonel Richard Kemp, ex-commander of British forces in Afghanistan, told the Daily Mirror, Britain will face more terror attacks. The ungoverned space of Afghanistan will be used by the Taliban's partners Al-Qaeda, and the tallies of equipment now being revealed are deeply disturbing. I'm not sure what you could have done about it, as this was given to the Afghan army. Well, you don't give it to the Afghan army when the Taliban's in control. That's what you do about it. And you can't withdraw the equipment whilst they were fighting the Taliban. But it is a deep concern that this weaponry will be used against us. It means we're now facing a very well-equipped terrorist army in Afghanistan, being run by the new rulers of Afghanistan, and that should concern us all. The Taliban is now fully armed and in control of the entire country, and the West has left this equipment for them to help themselves.
Goodness. I mean, just seriously.
It's just one great piece of news after another, isn't it?
Spent 20 years there, and the same government is in control, only now more
that we booted out 20 years ago.
Only now more powerful.
Yeah, much more powerful.
I mean, I hate to say this. It's almost like if you could rewind and save the lives of young Americans.
Yeah.
Our heroes.
Right.
If you knew what you know now, would you even
would
go
you be in
there?
favor of it?
Right. Would you even go there? What?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. We can't go back. And, all of us in this room supported it at the time.
Sure. Absolutely.
But we didn't realize.
We didn't realize we were going to have
realize
the most anti-American administration in history making decisions 20 years later.
They even have a detailed list of all the stuff we left for them. Fixed wing aircraft, heavy machinery, artillery, vehicles, just ammunition, uniforms, and the total comes out to $212,339,000. Jeez, I don't know. It's a little late now to do anything about it. No sense crying over spilled milk. I don't know what you do, except keep an eye on them, I guess. Make sure that we have good intelligence so that we can thwart attacks that are coming our way. Speaking of attacks coming people's ways, in Israel, the Hamas war took an ugly turn over the weekend. Israeli airstrikes accidentally hit a refugee tent in Rafah, and 50 civilians were killed. Netanyahu called this a tragic mishap. And the floating pier the U.S. constructed just so that we could deliver humanitarian aid to the civilians in the Gaza Strip.
Right.
That's washed away after bad weather.
What now? What do you mean?
Look at this.
Okay. Oh, boy. That thing used to go way out there. Mm-hmm. And now it's... Oh, boy.
Between the weather and the attacks from Hamas, that was a total waste. Look at that.
I just don't like that.
You don't like that?
Going forward, in case we have to fight, I mean, this isn't even under warlike conditions, I guess. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Just how are we going to do this when we're in a theater of war?
Plus, there was a pro-Palestinian conference in D.C. as well.
Oh. What are they doing here, Chris? They're chanting for Hamas.
Yes,
Palestine.
Palestine and the whole death to America from the river to the sea.
This is in our nation's capital, not in Mecca or wherever.
Are they chanting death to America?
They're saying it like Antifada, kind of like their language.
Jeez.
Gross. This is gross.
Who are these people? Where have they been?
They are individuals who live inside a nation without borders.
Yeah.
And this is what happens. You rot from the inside. I mean free Palestine. That's what I meant to say.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Because you're all about human rights.
Yeah, sure am. Man, that's not good.
Then there was pro-Hamas, anti-U.S.
You're going to like
boneheads on Memorial Day.
Watch this.
I'm Zach Sage Fox, and welcome to a Martyrs Memorial Day. Let's celebrate. Do you have respect for our military? Or?
Not really. I think the military is horrible. The military, no.
Yeah. Nah, not really. There's a lot more talk right now about the martyrs of Hamas.
Huge respect for them.
Really? Do you have more respect for them than our own military?
Yes.
Nah, America's mashed, honestly. Do you think that on this Memorial Day, we should also be honoring Hamas? Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
So we should celebrate the Hamas military, too?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The rape that was uncovered on October 7th, they beheaded babies. They GoPro'd a lot of their own murders.
No, that's not true.
No, yeah, it is true.
Twitter. Yeah, they did. They will post them chopping the heads off. I've seen videos.
I didn't know that. Do you think we should be celebrating the martyrs of Palestine?
Yes.
Hamas.
Yes.
Show me things that Hamas has said about Jews in their charter. Article 7, the day of judgment will not come until Muslims fight the Jews, killing the Jews. All Jews everywhere must die. Does that change your thoughts a little bit?
Oh, no, honestly.
Wow.
You know,
as a Jew, that's upsetting.
I can't speak for Hamas.
No, what I just showed you, that's Hamas speaking for Hamas.
Wasn't it their land first? I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know the history on it personally. Don't want to do this interview anymore. I feel like I've proven my point enough.
Well, you just said you didn't know anything. People are celebrating their military and they have no love for our own.
That's interesting, I'm not going to lie.
The U.S. military has a long history of genocide.
What about the Hamas's military? Do you think they're genocidal?
I don't know why it matters.
Well, that's our show. God bless America.
Amazing.
And not Hamas.
Wow. That is amazing. The sheer ignorance of these people. Wow.
I think he was walking around with that little dog.
He was.
Just, do you have a theory as to why?
Yes, to soften it up and let them open up.
And not get killed?
I think to not get killed. I think as pathetic as the human race is right now, they're not going to attack him if he's holding an animal.
Baby.
As opposed to if he were just out there in that red, white, and blue Uncle Sam get up.
Oh, yes.
They would probably physically assault him.
Yeah, I bet they would, yeah.
You used your dog as a human shield. Good job.
Whew. All right. We all want to make sure we have enough fruits and vegetables in our diet. It's really important to maintain your health, but it can also be kind of tough, especially if you're busy or if you hate vegetables, like I do. That's why I get my vegetables like this. Fantastic. This is a great way to go with Balance of Nature. The average person doesn't even eat half of the recommended servings in a day. That's a huge gap in our nutrition. And inflation, of course, seriously increased the cost of fruits and vegetables. That's why Balance of Nature provides an on-the-go solution for you. You can get your veggies here, your fruits here, and it's a great way to go. 31 different kinds of produce in a single day. That's what you're getting with Balance of Nature. You're getting fruits, you're getting vegetables, your body is going to thank you. So when you go to balanceofnature.com, you'll get 35% off plus $10 off any additional sets with your first order as a preferred customer by using my discount code PAT. Limited time and limited to 5 sets, but you'll save a ton of money while you get the fruits and vegetables you need in your diet. Go to balanceofnature.com and again, use the promo code PAT to get 35% off. Balanceofnature.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed. Missed an episode? Catch up anytime, anywhere podcasts are found. Pat Gray will be right back.
After I signed the Pacat Act,
you're trading in your Chevy for a Cadillac. You ought to know by now, but I've said too much. Anyway, that's our man. That's our boy. That's our president. Makes you burst with pride, doesn't it? No. Oh, okay. Speaking of him, Keith just informed me he's the only U.S. senator to have gone down to Turks and Caicos because 5 Americans have been arrested all of a sudden down there.
Yeah, they had stray ammunition in their luggage. Multiple Americans. They were basically under house arrest, lived together in like an apartment or something while they went through the judicial system down there. The guy from Pennsylvania just came home over the weekend. Other Americans are still waiting their days in court. And the only senator to go down
He went down and tried to help.
There was a group of the governors mostly from the states of citizens that were involved. But John Fetterman went down there and helped get the deal done to get the Pennsylvania guy home. So
good. Good. Documentary filmmaker Ken Burns. This is going to surprise. He's chosen sides in the 2024 election. Okay? Here it is.
Which brings me to a moment I've dreaded and forces me to suspend my long-standing attempt at neutrality.
Okay.
There is no real choice this November. There is only the perpetuation, however flawed and feeble you might perceive it, of our fragile 249-year-old experiment, or the entropy that will engulf and destroy us if we take the other route. When, as Mercy Otis Warren would say, the checks of conscience are thrown aside and a deformed picture of the soul is revealed.
Beautiful.
The presumptive Republican nominee is the opioid of all opioids, an easy cure for what some believe is the solution to our myriad pains and problems, when in fact, with him you end up re-enslaved with an even bigger problem, a worse affliction and addiction, a bigger delusion, James Baldwin would say, the author and finisher of our national existence, our national suicide, as Mr. Lincoln prophesies. Do not be seduced by easy equalization. There is nothing equal about this equation. We are at an existential crossroads in our political and civic lives. This is a choice that could not be clearer.
Right. That's true. Joe Biden cannot be reelected. He cannot be reelected. Is that what he's saying? Because that's what I took from it. The existential threat is Joe Biden. So thank you for that, Ken. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Ken Burns, man.
He's been so neutral.
He's badmouthed Calvin Coolidge in the past, and I have no respect for that guy, Ken Burns.
It's terrible. Anybody who can do like an 18-hour documentary on bees, you got to look at that person a little bit askew and say, is there something wrong with you, man? There's something
Needs
wrong
to spend less time on bees and more time learning who Calvin Coolidge really was.
Yeah, and maybe who Joe Biden is.
Joe Biden is.
Take a look into that. Oh, man.
So anyway, bottom line, Ken Burns sucks.
He is so full of this guy.
He can go make the sex with himself. A Ken Burns guy.
Okay. All right. Was that this week's or last week's?
Of course it's this
week's. Okay,
and I struggled with math earlier, by the way, didn't I? Or did I not?
Did you? Yes, I think you did.
Let's just say
I think we both did.
Let's just say yes,
I
did.
say you both struggled with math on that one, yes.
We both did. Although it was just a misunderstanding on my part.
But I'm going to take one for the team and say I struggled with math earlier.
Okay. So Keith did struggle with math, admittedly.
Yeah.
I guess the South Park episode with the Ozempic, that was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was a special. Got released this weekend. And
all right. Did they mock Lizzo, though?
We have video of her watching herself being mocked. This is great.
All right.
Here we go. I was telling you, Sheila, these new drugs are pretty amazing. I was feeling so ashamed of myself, watching Randy go out and exercise all the time and not eating as much. But I just don't have the same kind of willpower he has.
Which of the drugs are you on, Sharon? Ozempic, Mounjaro?
Oh, no, I talked to my doctor. He said insurance would only pay for those if I had diabetes.
But if you can't afford them, then how are you managing your weight?
Don't you know, Sheila? Now there's a whole new obesity drug for those of us who can't afford Ozempic and Mounjaro. I've controlled all my cravings to be thinner with Lizzo.
It's Lizzo. FDA-approved Lizzo makes you feel good about your weight, and it costs 90% less than Ozempic.
I've lowered my standards and my expectations.
It's Lizzo. In case studies, 70% of patients on Lizzo no longer care how much they weigh.
I don't give two
Lizzo helps you eat everything you want and keep physical activity to a minimum. Some patients report constipation while listening to Lizzo. Stop listening to Lizzo if you experience suicidal thoughts. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, hypothermia,
album
out your ears. Are you living with concerns of obesity?
Ask about the power of not giving a with Lizzo.
That's crazy.
How did they get her to sit there and watch this for the first time like that? Chris, any idea?
I have no idea how they got it, but
that's
she's
awesome.
Brilliant.
That's
brilliant.
Awesome.
Maybe they told her, hey, we're going to make fun of you, but not in a bad way. I don't know, but they got her good.
She didn't like it.
They
Funny.
got her good. Not the album.
Oh, man.
That was fun stuff right there.
Do we know that wasn't her video and she just recreated watching it? I don't know. I mean,
it was on her social media, so.
Yeah, so I'll bet that's what happened. Anyway, funny.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really funny. But mean.
Whatever. Did she retire yet? She's retired, right?
She's been retired. Didn't Jeffy give us the news that she retired?
Yeah.
Oh, no, don't say that. Really,
that
no
sucks.
more new Lizzo material?
That really sucks.
Oh, wow. What are we expected to listen to then, for the rest of our lives? I guess just her old stuff. Huh.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You've heard the word full moon. Sometimes you need to take the opportunity just to come out and see a full moon is that complete rounded circle.
Okay.
Which is made up mostly of gases.
Gas. Okay. Yeah.
And that's why the question is why or how could we as humans live on the moon?
Right, when it's gas.
Are the gases such that we could do that?
Oh, solid gas.
The sun is a mighty powerful heat.
Okay. Mighty powerful.
And it's almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
To go near the sun.
But you can,
the
but it's
moon
almost.
is more manageable.
Yeah, okay.
And you will see in a moment, or not a moment, you'll see in a couple of years.
That
NASA is going back to the moon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I didn't know, and this is true, I didn't know until I was 40 years old that the sun and the moon were not the same thing.
Just a couple of brilliant leftists to learn from this morning. A couple of reminders. Okay. The moon is mostly gas.
Right.
And but you can live on it. Okay. It's such that it's the kind of gas that you can actually live on.
Okay.
And the moon and the sun are apparently two different things. Interesting.
It's kind of like happy hour, right? Like you call it the sun until a certain time of day, and then you flip the switch, and now it's the moon.
Except, no, that's not exactly apparently how it works. I know most of us thought. Yeah, that was the feeling by most of us. But no, they're separate objects. Isn't that weird? That's weird. She found that out when she turned 40, which was 9 years ago.
And that's typically when
most people figure it out.
So when you get enlightenment at 40, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Those are different objects.
Yeah.
Who knew? Huh. These are the people that millions of Americans are listening to. People like Chelsea Handler and Sheila Jackson Lee.
It hurts.
And then you wonder why people are in love with Joe Biden still. Huh. Okay. It gives you a little insight into what's going on.
Yeah, it's almost like it's the Babylon Bee.
It is almost like it's the Babylon Bee. It is. Meanwhile, there's a manhunt going on in Florida.
Oh, there is a criminal on the loose. Do we have an update? Have they caught this?
They have not caught him, but
scofflaw?
I'm ready for
So
the
are we
death
going to
penalty.
scare the crap out of Floridians here?
Wait till you see this.
Yep. All right.
Y'all be careful if you're in Florida.
Please.
Of crime will not be tolerated here in St. Petersburg. But nevertheless, some people in the LGBTQ community tell us they're now worried as Pride Month quickly approaches.
Oh no, what happened?
I think we all need to be careful now. There's people obviously out there to get us that are a part of the LGBTQ, including myself.
Sterling Long bartends at Rydom Cowboy in the heart of downtown St. Petersburg. He was dismayed to walk out of his bar and see this.
Oh,
I was
look
actually
at
very
that.
shocked and devastated that this happened.
Tire
because
marks.
they just
Devastated?
reported this, and
Tire
the
marks.
city's
Had
gonna
tire
want to
marks
deal with
on
this,
a-
and especially so close to Pride. I was very upset somebody would do this.
Sadly,
Gloria?
St. Petersburg police say this isn't the first time
Oh,
because
no.
this mural was just damaged a week ago.
Oh, my
Kind of
gosh.
pulled in to the circle there where the Pride mural is on the street.
Yeah.
And then took off, accelerated, and left a street mark.
Oh,
Just a few
no.
days later, police say another car
Don't
came
say
to the
that.
mural around 2:30 a.m. and did this.
It was clearly intentional because you see the car back up in the video that
my.
we have from a nearby business.
Clearly
and
intentional.
speed through it.
How do you
now
know?
there is significant damage.
So how much is something like this going to cost?
Oh no.
More than $1,000.
More
About
than
$1,100
$1,000 to the city where they have the Pride mural on the street where cars drive.
Well, she said it. Was it clearly intentional? I don't know.
He might have just spun out of control. We don't know.
He may have been trying to avoid a squirrel.
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
might have.
It's a grainy video.
It is a very grainy video.
I don't know.
I've seen better Bigfoot videos than that.
Did we get his license plate from
Obviously
that video?
we haven't
I hope.
because we're looking at that.
We need to get that man off the streets. What if he were to do that to another mural?
And by the way,
Oh
she
my
corrected
gosh.
herself. It's $1,100 to fix that.
She was right. More than 1,000.
And this
Wow.
guy, for what I read, is
Or girl,
still
could
on
be a
the
girl,
loose.
guy or girl, person.
Or a guy identifying as a girl.
There you go.
I doubt that.
Which, by the way,
True. There you go.
By the way, in Braintree, Massachusetts, if you missed it, we had a guy identifying as a girl who stabbed 4 young girls between the ages of 9 and 17, went to a McDonald's, stabbed 2 more people, but you're not going to find that he's trans in any of the mainstream media stories. It's a mental illness, man.
Unreal.
And I read something else. They did this big study. University of Texas did this big study following people that trans as kids. I think it was like 1,500 people followed them. And they are now 12 times higher rate of suicide or self-harm if you go through that. So maybe you try to stop people from lopping off body parts when they're young.
And going to the Manhunt in Florida, I believe, I don't know any of this, I think it's the owner. The one that's being interviewed. Watch. It's going to be him. Because most of these are just fake.
The owner of what? The owner of Rydom Cowboy?
Yes, the owner.
Great name for a gay bar, by the way. I mean a bar.
The owner of the bar?
Of the Rydom Cowboys. I think it's him.
Let's see how guilty he looks in this little clip here. And let's see here. Do you think he can you cue it up, Joe? Let's just take a. We don't need much of
Crime
it.
will not be tolerated
Okay.
here in St.
Hold on, here we go.
Us that are a part of
Guilty.
the LGBTQ,
Guilty.
including myself.
Chris is right. Guilty.
Sterling Long bartends at Rydom
Guilty.
Cowboy
He
in the heart
bartends.
of downtown
Oh, he bartends.
St. Petersburg.
Yeah, she
was
said.
So the owner
Bartends.
paid him.
Yeah. He bartends there.
Sorry, bartends.
And then is it just outside that bar
It's
where
just outside that bar.
somebody was doing the donuts on the
And
street? Oh, man.
You have the perfect video that captures the person
that
doing
wasn't,
the
that
donuts.
wasn't even security video.
No.
That was low down on the street level.
Yes, it was the camera from Rydom Cowboys. So a week ago, you had.
So you think maybe he did it?
I'm saying he did it because a week ago you had the person who slowed down and sped up, and then again it happened a week later. This donut, and we're about to start Pride Months.
Right. So ridiculous.
Rydom Cowboy.
They act like these are sacred areas, like they're Indian burial grounds or something.
Oh, wait. We have an oldie but a goodie. Do we have the horses in
We do.
Britain? And look at these horses. They know. They don't want to turn into glue. See, they see that they're approaching the flag. They're like, oh, hell. Oh, hell.
And they stop out of respect.
They do.
We're not walking
Out of
on
respect.
that. Out
Pat.
of respect.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so they go up on the curb.
Look at,
They're
they're scared of it.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to be, sent to the slaughterhouse.
Right. And good for them. They went around.
Oh, look at this one, though.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're busted. That's lava, bro. You're dead. We saw your hooves.
That's like step on a crack, you break your mother's back.
Yes.
You can't step on the pride flag.
Yeah.
We won't do any rhymes with that, though.
Wait, did you see that the Pope used some term similar to what was almost said there? No, what did he say? I don't know. I can't say it and still want to retain a job. But, he used some slang term.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to see.
Pope Francis?
Yeah, I don't know.
The ally?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that because I'm curious now.
Let's see. Pope Francis used a derogatory term for gay sex.
Did he?
During a meeting with over 200 Italian bishops on Monday, multiple sources have said.
Wow. We don't know what that term was, though?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, we do?
I'm not saying.
Okay. All right. Let me take a minute to tell you about the Blaze merch. Because if you like this show, you're gonna love the merchandise we have for the show. Go to shopblazemedia.com today, and you can check out everything from our store. It's cold sweaters and T-shirts, to our Pat Gray hats and beanies, the throwback Glenn and Pat T-shirt, and so much more. And of course, there's all the other Blaze Media merchandise that you can get right there too. Everything from the Blaze Heritage and Blaze Media collections, jackets, T-shirts, hoodies, socks, mugs, just so much there. You're going to love it. ShopBlazeMedia.com. Go there today. ShopBlazeMedia.com. Promo code PAT10 for 10% off. Do it today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Sure is. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg showed up on CBS Sunday morning with Margaret Brennan, where he was asked about the 500,000 EV chargers the Biden administration promised from the Green New Deal. Are we almost there? Are we almost there now? What do we got? 499,000 some? Probably. Anyway, here's the discussion.
The Federal Highway Administration says only 7 or 8 charging stations have been produced with a $7.5 billion.
Oh, that's from 500,000, 7 or 8 have been put in place already,
and it's only cost us $7.5 billion.
But we've got 7 or 8.
So
what if it's 8?
$1 billion.
I mean, what a bargain!
$1 billion for one.
$1 billion each. Even I can do that math. Wow.
All right, let's see what he has to say here.
The Federal Highway Administration says only 7 or 8 charging stations have been produced with a $7.5 billion investment that taxpayers made back in 2021. Why isn't that happening more quickly?
So the president's goal is to have 500,000 chargers up by the end of this decade.
Sure, he said that.
Now, in order to do a charger, it's more than just plunking a small device into the ground. There's utility work, and this is also really a new category of federal investment. But we've been working with each of the 50 states. Every one of them is getting formula dollars to do this work, engaging them in the first handful.
7 or 8,
again,
though?
by 2030.
Again.
500,000 chargers. And the very first handful of chargers are now already being physically built.
Already?
Yeah, wow.
And it's only been a couple of years, already you've got up to 8 built. That's incredible, Pete. What a job you've done so far. Congratulations on that.
I mean, we'll get these all knocked out by, well...
He said 2030.
2030.
Sure. So calm down.
Sure we will.
Again, 2030. He's got 6 years left, Keith, to get this job done for the 499,992 left to go.
The cool thing about DEI hire Pete Buttigieg that qualifies him as Secretary of Transportation is, did you know he rode on a train once?
I heard that, yeah. I heard he did.
Just wanted to
That's great.
make sure you remember that.
Yeah, okay.
He's qualified.
He's still trying to push the electric vehicles on us, too.
It talks about President Biden's decision to force the industry towards making 56% of car batteries electric by 2032, 13% hybrid. Listen to what he said in New Jersey recently.
Okay.
Do you notice he's trying to save the electrical vehicle, but not the gas-powered, which is the vehicle that everybody wants. They're going crazy with the electric car. costing us a fortune. We're spending hundreds of billions of dollars subsidizing a car that nobody wants and nobody's ever going to buy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrong on the purchasing. He's not. Of the 4 million vehicles purchased, 269,000 electric vehicles were sold in the U.S. market. It's up like 2%.
Every single year, more Americans buy EVs than the year. Well, this is really important.
More quickly.
Every single year, more Americans buy EVs than the year prior.
My gosh, that's their big comeback on that. Okay, last year, if 200 were sold. This year there were 201.
People are buying them.
So people are buying them in increasing numbers.
I thought
these are the worst.
I thought I sent this to Keith, but did you hear his explanation of the turbulence? Why are we seeing more turbulence?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't see this.
Do you have it? Okay. All right.
The reality is the effects of climate change are already upon us in terms of our transportation. We've seen that in the form of everything from heat waves that shouldn't statistically even be possible, threatening to melt the cables of transit systems in the Pacific Northwest.
Pause it.
To
heat waves shouldn't even be possible? What? What are you talking about? We have always had heat waves.
But do they melt cables?
See.
Jeez.
Answer the man's question.
No.
Transit systems
No, this is unprecedented.
To hurricane seasons becoming more and more extreme, and
they're not.
Indications that turbulence is up by about 15%. That means assessing anything and everything that we can do about it.
Here in the U.S.
Well, in the atmosphere generally, but certainly something that will affect American travelers, whether here or abroad. Now, there are protocols and patterns for things like how pilots who encounter turbulence can notify those who might be coming in the path, but I do think we need to continually reevaluate that in the face of the reality that these things are more frequent and more severe than before.
My gosh.
By the way, they got fact-checked. The Biden administration got fact-checked by the community notes saying that data shows there's no rise trend in aircraft turbulence. So
Really? What about the 15%? Where did he pull that out of? His rectum? Rectum? Darn near killed him. So
there's another joke there.
I know.
I know you know. So, can we go back to the Charger, the EV car thing, where he's talking about 2% more people? When you're mandating these electric vehicles, you're making the assembly line make more of those at these car companies. That you're taking up that space where you could put gas guzzlers, right? You could have cars that use gasoline, which is, and I'm just thinking here, the car makers, now that there's less of a supply of the old school cars, it's going to jack up the price because now there's less.
It's already happened.
In other words, it's not just your tax dollars that is going to fund this joke. I mean, you're paying for this when you try to buy another vehicle too, because it's a limited supply, because they're being pressed by the government to make these EV cars. I mean,
as with all their failed policies, same thing's happening on every front, every single front.
Awesome.
He cannot be reelected.
No.
Man. So we've got so much turbulence on this planet now.
Yeah, you got it. Yep.
That I think we need to vacate the planet. I really do. We need to go to Mars.
I'm in.
We need to go to Mars, and we need to live there because this planet is out of control.
Okay.
And it's trying desperately to kill us. Trying to kill us right now.
You blame it?
Nah, not really.
See who's in office. Like, if y'all can't do better than this.
He'll definitely kill us if he gets 4 more years.
I read an article over the weekend about why we haven't sent any human beings to Mars yet.
Okay.
Now, we've long imagined life on Mars. Some of the U.S.'s earliest plans assumed that we would have reached Mars by the early 1980s. Over the decades, though, technology and funding challenges have hampered the nation's hopes of crewed flights to Mars. Then when people say, why haven't we been back to the moon? Well, because of all the leftists who were screaming about all the problems we had on Earth that we should be dealing with, not sending people to the moon or Mars. That's what killed the space program. That's why we stopped trying to do that until very recently again. Earlier this month, NASA announced it was funding a revolutionary high-thrust rocket called a pulsed plasma rocket that could make manned missions to Mars in 2 months. You know how long it takes now? 9. It takes 9 months. This could get there in 2. That's huge. So those 7 months mean the world because it's 7 months there and 7 months back. So that's 14 months just in travel. And then you obviously have to stay there for a while. Well, this helps with that situation a lot. Cuts it down by 2/3 almost. So this could revolutionize space exploration. It's one of the fastest and latest developments in the U.S.'s decades-long discussion to send humans to Mars. In the early 60s, they were talking about nuclear-powered spacecrafts that could make the trip, a lot faster than the other propulsion we're using. But since well before NASA landed the first humans on the moon, the U.S. has poured money and time into proposals for a crewed Mars mission, only to see its attempts never leave the ground. But that, obviously technology not the only thing in the way. Politics played a big role in that. And Matthew Schindel, curator of the Air and Space Museum, said that's kind of the joke within the space community or the Mars community. Putting humans on Mars is always 20 years away. Well, it can't be anymore because we've got turbulence that is killing people now, okay? It's up 15% and it's growing exponentially. And if you're not seatbelted into your seat on an airplane, then you're probably going to die on your next flight. I hate to scare you, but you need to know. You need to understand. This is why we need to move to Mars.
Public service announcement.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
That's basically what this is. I'm just telling you, you're going to die on your next flight. If you don't strap yourself into that seat every minute of the flight. Don't even get up to go to the bathroom because you're going to smash your head into the ceiling.
Well, and this is your comeuppance for not buying an EV.
Right, yeah. Thank you.
Because I have a flight coming on Wednesday.
Do you? Where are you going?
Florida. Atlanta, Georgia. Pick up my son.
Yeah.
Did you know that the show is broadcast on Wednesday?
Boy, if you let me finish. Okay. I'm leaving right after the show.
Okay. And you'll be back by Thursday morning?
I'll be back.
Will you really?
Night. Yeah. I'm doing it for the first time, doing that in the morning, and then be back at 9.
That's crazy.
I told him
really?
Take the rest of the week off.
Wow.
He's dedicated.
Good for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Good to see somebody with some dedication. Thank you.
But you know that you're the reason that you are risking life and limb by flying.
I know. You better stay strapped in the whole time.
You drive a gas guzzler out here.
Okay,
I've seen it. I've seen it.
And I have too. I've seen it. I can testify. Against you in a court of law.
But I have solar panels with solar batteries.
That's not enough, my friend. Not enough.
Oh. I have chickens.
No. Chickens? Chickens are making it worse, aren't they?
Yeah,
don't they fart?
No, they don't fart. Those are cows. Those are cows.
Wait, chickens have to fart too.
They don't fart.
What do you mean they don't fart?
Not at all? Ever?
Come on.
I don't know. I'm not with them all the time.
You don't know.
But when I'm with them, I don't hear them fart.
He doesn't know.
You know what you are? You're a...
They're just being polite around you. That's why you are.
A barnyard apologist is what you are.
That's what you are.
Hey, do you want some fun news here?
Do I?
Harry Sisson. Harry Sisson is that liberal punk.
Yeah,
who walks around with bicep friend, and so
he's paid to pump up the Biden administration.
Now, it's my understanding, right? I saw something over the weekend that he owned a domain called. What is it?
We Are Democratic?
WeAreDemocratic.com.
Yes. Okay.
And apparently...
It lapsed.
He let ownership of that domain lapse, so somebody scooped it up. So now when you go to Harry Sisson's website, it's all pro-Trump stuff.
That's great.
It's got the countdown for how many days in office are left for Joe.
That's fun.
There's Biden's lies and racism.
Wait. We're not at 161 days.
Well, this is a screenshot. Right?
Okay, from a while ago.
Well, actually, no, we are.
No, we are at...
Yeah, we are.
We are?
Yeah.
No. It's 237.
Yeah, 230.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then what was that countdown
I don't know
for?
that countdown.
Oh, till election day.
Till the election day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
We're at 2:37
like
with
that.
4 hours, 1 minute, and 26 seconds. So.
That's too long. It's too long. I don't know if we can make it.
You know,
seriously.
I mean, I know you're very familiar with the analogy here on like PlayStation, college football, or Madden or something, and you just simulate the season. Can we just simulate the rest of this?
Yes, that's what we need to do.
Rest of this term, please.
The problem with the simulation usually doesn't go the way you want it to go.
Yeah, that's true.
It does not go the way you want it to go.
It's November 5th. It's election day. And we're like, wait, what is happening?
Wait, hold it. Wow.
Okay.
All right. You know, something sad happened over the weekend, too. Bill Walton died. NBA legend Bill Walton. Yeah. I just saw him do a college game. I guess it must have been a couple months ago, though, now, because the college season ended a couple months ago. But he was just doing the color commentary on it. That must have hit him hard fast.
71.
71 years old, which used to seem old to me. It seems like you're a teenager at 71.
Yeah.
But we'll miss him. Bill Walton. 888-933-93. Use that number tomorrow. And we'll talk to you again. Jeffy will join us for Chewing the Fat. Plus, we got overtime coming up today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.